The final segment of the show. What a fantastic show. Zach and Jeff bitching at one another like an old married couple. But seriously, guys, it's great to be doing the show. We love to do the show on a weekly basis, and it's always fun to have you along too, Zach. So glad to have you.
Of course it is. Why would it not be?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You say that so sincere, like, not really.
Zach's our good friend. We've known him for several years, but this is pretty much his first year as a main testosterone contributor. And
why is that?
We would like to thank you.
Should be like my fourth year.
We would like to thank you for the effort and energy that you're putting on into the website.
I like this
and
good,
to the TV
this
show.
good vibe I'm getting.
As Thanksgiving approaches, I'm very thankful for my friends and for the people who I consider to be lifetime connections. Those are the kind of things that you can really invest in. And
so you're saying Zach's your life partner?
No, I'm saying that I'm going to be friends with you guys forever. And so to be able to do the show is a great thing, dude. We just need you to start doing a better job of it.
Oh, jeez.
No, you've come.
I thought you were being all sincere.
You've come a long
We're
way,
getting a little
man.
emotional on the testosterone show here.
I remember when Zach very first got started, his first segment, we'd ask him a question. Hey, man, how's it going? Throw it over to you, and you'd go, I really like Philadelphia this week. I mean, just totally stoic. I think Donovan could have a good game, and I think they'll run the ball effectively. And it was just like, oh my God, dude, have some life. But now you're vibrant. Now you're married, so you're getting regular poon, and I mean, you're much happier and much more balanced as a married guy.
Yeah, it's been great, man. I know that Sarah's been a major, great addition to your life, your wife, and darn it, dude, you just do such a great job.
Okay, on to the matchups. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Enough of this.
Let me punch you too.
Okay.
All right. Yeah,
We're
you're just so studly and bulky. On to
Be bruised in the morning.
On to the
You're
matchup.
the new guy, man. We got to haze you a little.
The first matchup, the New York Giants, obviously the best team in the league right now, despite the fact that the Tennessee Titans are undefeated. Most people are willing to concede that the defending champs are the top squad in the league. They travel to Arizona, where we're seeing a reemergence of one of my favorite players of all time. You guys know I'm a huge Kurt Warner guy. Kurt Warner playing at a fantastic level right now, probably the league's MVP if the season ended right now, just throwing the ball with tremendous accuracy. So to me, this is going to be a little tougher game for the Giants than people might think. The Cardinals have a fantastic dimension with that passing game, able to spread the defense out. Zach, I think this matchup could be a lot closer than people think it might be.
I believe so. I'm actually taking the Cardinals in this game.
Nice.
Yeah, why not? I mean, somebody's got to beat the Giants, and if anybody can beat the Cardinals, and like you said, Kurt Warner is playing out of his mind. He's playing like he did back in '99, 2000. That's the reason why he's got the offense to do it. He's got two of the top 5 receivers in the league, which is totally unfair. And not only that, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks not only of the season, but of all time, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So their offense is just absolutely rolling. I know they don't have much of a running game, but they got enough of a running game with Tim Hightower. He's a big back who can bruise the defense a little bit, but they don't really need to run. They just pass all over people. So I expect it to be a pretty high-scoring game, and I expect Arizona to put up points like they have been all year.
Now, Jeff, the Giants have been a run-first team. Brandon Jacobs, I call him the Kraken. They've released the Kraken on a regular basis all season long. The guy is a top 5 running back, but he may not play in this game. Will that hurt them, or is their running game just that deep and that effective? Do you expect Derek Ward to be productive?
I think that they're going to play Jacobs as they normally would. There's really no reason for them to drum this up. It's not like a team that they're scared of. At 9-1, to me, the Giants are fantastic. They are awesome on the road. I'm going to disagree with you, Zach. I think the Giants hold court here, and here's why. The Arizona Cardinals, to me, they're 7-3. The next best team, 3-7. The Arizona Cardinals are very comfortable in their situation right now. They don't have to win this game, and I think they're going to be, although they'll be amped for the matchup against the Giants, I just don't think that they're going to do anything to run the risk in order to win. You know what I'm saying? I love Anquan Bolden. He's leading the league with touchdowns right now at 10. Cat missed a couple games because he got some kind of a bruise on his nose or something like that.
Yeah, facial fracture.
I think they're going to run the ball really well. The Giants will in that committee approach, and and plus the big gainer to Plaxico in the receiving game. I think this could have a ton of points in it. So start all of your fantasy relevant players.
I think at the same point, though, I think Arizona wants to be totally up for this game because they want to prove to people that they belong as one of the best teams in the NFC. They want to show people, hey, we can beat the best. because we are the best.
Yeah, I agree with Zach. I'm going to take Arizona in this contest as well. Let's not forget that Arizona beat the Cowboys at home when the Cowboys were widely thought of as one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the league. And they did a decent job of containing Marion Barber. He broke for one really long pass play in that game. And they also injured Tony Romo there. So I think this is a stickier spot for the Giants than maybe at first glance, and I like the passing game so much. It will put pressure on Eli Manning to throw the ball. The Giants are not going to get up by a couple touchdowns here and just run, and run the clock out. So it's important to me to see if Brandon Jacobs plays. If Jacobs doesn't play or if he's deactivated at the last minute, Derek Ward is the guy you want to start in that backfield. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry. He's a nice fantasy play if Jacobs doesn't go. But this is going to be one of the most fun games to watch on the weekend. I can't wait to see it tee off. Now, New England traveling to Miami to square off with the Dolphins. The Dolphins, guys, a really big surprise on the season, still in contention for the division. They need to win this game at home. Jeff, last week we saw New England come out, throw the ball all over the field in a losing effort, did Matt Castle. Is Castle a fantasy play here against Miami? What do you think about New England's offense?
They're at home right now, you know what I'm saying? Wait. No, this game's in Miami. So,
yes.
You know, it's tough for me to say. You know, Miami's defense has been very, very good this year. I've been surprised. Joey Porter doing a nice job. They've been stuffing the run fairly well, and they compete. Last time these two teams played in Foxborough, Miami released the Wildcat.
Right.
And I think that that's going to be in play this time, too. Bill Belichick's not going to let his boys be surprised again. So you know they're going to come fully prepared. I think it's going to be a really good game because these two teams are right now tied in the division, and the winner gets to kind of go on, whereas the loser is kind of up against the wall a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see. They're both trailing the Jets by just one game, and it's a tough division who plays good football in general traditionally.
Right.
So I do like Ronnie Brown in this matchup. I think he's a weekly player, but I don't like a whole lot else from Miami. Maybe if you need Fasano, you could use him as a tight end. And then Castle, I think you can rely on him. This is a pride-filled team that's going to try to make the playoffs. They're going to have to do it on his shoulders because their rushing game is good but not great enough to win them games.
Now, Zach, Randy Moss roasted the Dolphins when he played them twice last season. I remember that one play where Brady just tossed it like 50 yards down the field. Moss caught it on his hip, and one of the guys guarding Moss blew out his knee when he landed.
Him, right.
Right. It was. I mean,
that's total
torture. Now Moss is starting to step his game up. We saw him on the sidelines last week in a gritty, tough game. You know, really calling out his teammates and taking a leadership role. Is he startable from a fantasy perspective in this game, and what do you expect from Randy?
Well, I mean, their whole offense is progressing pretty well, and Matt Castle's, I mean, he's not Tom Brady, obviously, but, I mean, he did put up 400 yards last week, which nobody expected, but he's really coming along in this offense, and they're starting to spread it out like they did last year with Tom Brady, and they're running when they have to, but at the same time, they're coming out there with 4 or 5 wide, Wes Welker in the slot, Randy Moss running deep routes. So I think you can play both those guys in this game. I mean, Wes Welker, he's a PPR, just perfect for that. If you play one of those leagues, he's going to get his 8 to 9 catches every game. Randy Moss may only get 4 or 5 catches, but he's definitely going to be the number 1 threat for hitting or for finding the red zone or for scoring a touchdown for that matter. So you can definitely, I mean, he's definitely playable. Definitely as a number 3 receiver if you got a couple other guys that are already starting on your team.
Right.
But a very viable number 3.
Now, Jeff already mentioned Ronnie Brown. I want to tell fantasy owners out there, if your league's trading deadline has not passed yet, Ronnie Brown is the guy you want to target for your fantasy playoff run. He's got a moderately tough matchup this week, but after this, his matchups just blow up, including Week 15 and Week 16, which are when your league's fantasy championship will be decided. Back-to-back games against KC and Frisco. Ronnie Brown could be blowing up down the stretch. You want to get Ronnie Brown on your fantasy team at all costs. So he's a hot finisher here as an aside. Next up, Indy at San Diego. Now, the San Diego Chargers guys have fallen a long way since last year. LT coming out after the most recent loss to Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, calling out his team, really questioning the heart of some of the other guys there. But I'm kind of questioning LT. I mean, he scored his first rushing touchdown since Week 4 last week, Zach. LT, not the same player, in my opinion, that we've seen in the past. Has he turned the corner? Is he now an old back, Zach?
I don't know if he's necessarily old, but I don't know if he's got some lingering injury. I know he doesn't want to say he does, but it's just something's not right with him. Or that whole offense, for that matter, and their defense isn't helping him out at all. And they're playing absolutely terrible compared to what they have in the past, and people are just scoring at will on this team. I am a little concerned when he's coming out and calling out his team after that game, but I don't even know what I was going to say.
Indy. He plays Indy.
No, he plays Indy. But I expect, on the flip side, I expect Indy they're really rolling. Peyton Manning's got that offense rolling right now. And it's like I said, San Diego can't stop anybody. So I expect Peyton Manning to have a huge game. Reggie Wayne, Joseph Adai, Dallas Clark. I know San Diego's, they're allowing 60, 70 yards, I believe, on tight ends this year. So of all tight ends, Dallas Clark might be the number one guy to play this week. And I just expect their whole offense.
You like Indy to win this game?
Oh, absolutely.
In San Diego. Jeff, who are you taking here?
You know, it's tough to call. I do like Indianapolis to win in the game. Indianapolis horrible in rush defense, so I do think LT will get things going on the ground. They need him to. To me, Phillip Rivers is having a breakout season. I think you want to keep him active in this game. He's able to get the ball. He spreads it around to a lot of different guys, but it definitely starts with LT in this matchup. To beat Indianapolis, you run the ball, you keep Peyton Manning off the field. That's just what they're going to try to do. They're only 2 games back within the division. One of the reasons why is because there was a botch call in week 1. They happened to lose to the Broncos. So the whole division would look different if they got that call right.
Right.
Last week, I don't look at LT's spout as anything other than pure frustration. They matched up against a team that was way worse than them. They played down to their competition, and Kansas City played above their heads. So they have a check within themselves.
Pittsburgh, they lost to last
Oh,
week.
I'm sorry.
2 weeks ago, it's the same thing though with Kansas City that game. They should have won easy.
Yeah, and you know, Pittsburgh, they didn't have that great of a game either, so it came down to the very end. This is still a good team, but they are having to deal with that adversity right now. It's not too late for them to turn things around as the NFL season goes, and Denver is definitely not that good.
No.
So either this division is becoming one of the worst in football, or San Diego's going to turn it on and get hot and make the playoffs. I think that's going to happen.
Interesting. Green Bay at New Orleans, the final matchup of the show. Guys, we're running short on time. Jeff, who do you like to win this game and break that team down fantasy-wise?
Well,
Packers, Saints.
I think it's going to be a really interesting game because the New Orleans Saints get to host this game. Packers put on a trouncing last week against the Bears. So I think it's going to be a test of what the Packers can do against a team. Sean Payton, the Saints head coach, excellent about getting his boys prepared for the matchup. They're going to do their thing in the passing game, and they're going to try to do their thing on the ground. And I'm wearing the Reggie Bush jersey because I think he's finally going to play, and I think you should get him in your lineup because Green Bay, excellent at stopping the pass. We showed the Saints how bad they are at stopping the run, so they're going to run the ball heavily. Right now, Reggie Bush limited in practice. He is practicing, though. Deuce McAllister not participating in practice. So keep an eye on what's going on there because they're going to need to rely on their backfield to win the game.
Now, Zach, Drew Brees and the Saints started out hot in the passing game, have been kind of cooling off lately. Marcus Colston had a big game a couple weeks back, but draws a tough matchup here in Al Harris. And with Charles Woodson on the opposite side, it's tough to depend on Lance Moore. What would you do with the Saints in their passing game here, man? They could struggle.
I'm going to agree with Jeff. I mean, they're playing against one of the more formidable secondaries in all football. And I believe the Packers think they're giving up about 170 yards passing per game. So Drew Brees, he's not going to get you to 300 yards. I think he'll maybe get 250 and maybe a couple of touchdowns. But like Jeff said, they're going to have to run the ball. And even if Reggie Bush doesn't play or if he does, another guy to keep an eye on is Pierre Thomas in this game. He had well over 100 yards combined last week and a touchdown. And they're going to probably rely on him quite a bit in this game, even with Reggie Bush playing. He's going to get a handful of carries, catch the ball as well as Reggie Bush. And they're definitely going to need to run because they're not going to be able to pass. Like they have been on other teams throughout the season.
Well said. Waiver wire, Jim. Ryan Grant got on track last weekend. I think that he's going to try to get things going here. Again, the Packers are going to want to run the ball real heavy to keep Drew Brees off the field. And so it makes me like them a lot. And Greg Jennings has kind of dropped off a little bit in the last couple weeks. They're going to try to get him involved in this game. They know it opens up everything.
Well, it's going to be a fun one to watch, and we hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoyed the NFL action. We wish you good luck, but we would be remiss if we didn't remind you one final time, jump onto our website, testosteronesports.com, for the Fat Chat. We'll all be on there kicking it live in a fantasy chat. testosteronesports.com. Come on there, because if you want to win,
you must tune in
to Testosterone Fantasy Sports.